Okay guys, we are still playing with the Prodigy and we're going to change all the ignition parts. I've got them, most of them laying here: hammer, sear, disconnect, sear spring, hammer strut, blah, blah, blah. So let's have some fun and take this thing apart. First thing you're going to do is take the thumb safeties out. So a little small screwdriver, pry up and down at the same time, and they should pop right out. Wow, that is really tight. I don't need to be that tight. These will be replaced with a set of Wilson ambi safeties in another video. So right now, wow, that was terrible. All right, get the grip safety, main spring housing, hammer, sear, disconnect, drop it out. Okay, now we're going to take the grip off. We're going to put an Atlas blue medium flat trigger in it. And then we'll install the new EGW trigger parts. Or ignition parts. I said trigger, I meant ignition parts, I'm sorry. Take these two screws out. I think they're 1/16 Allen wrenches. I've already broke them loose. Now take out the mag catch. Need a smaller screwdriver. Now this is pretty close to a drop-in. There's a sum fitting in it. So I'm going to have to take a file and go up here in the top right here and take just a little bit of material out of the top of the grip. And it's just a small amount. A little bit more. I hope you can see what I did. All right, we got up and down clearance just a little bit. Now we got to get the trigger fit straight. Okay, where's my mag catch?
Pause for me.
Okay.
The card just got filled up, so I'm going to put a new one in here. It's a lot of footage. Thinking in the future we might want to film like lower resolution just to make editing more easy, because this isn't about like looks, this is about information.
Right.
What's the name of this one again?
Ignition. See.
Ignition.
Ignition. What am I going to call this? Installing ignition kit.
Installing ignition kit. Okay. Continue from where I interrupted you.
Okay, so now I got the trigger ready to go in. Now we're going to check it. There's a little bit of drag. It should fall up and down freely, and it's not. So we got to figure out where that's at. Nope, not yet. Probably gonna have to take a little bit off the bottom here with a file or my grinder, my belt grinder, and repolish it. Okay, so now we're going to take a few thousandths off the bottom of the trigger bow and repolish it. Okay, we just come back from grinding the bottom of the trigger bow and repolishing it here. Now let's check the fit again. All right, that felt pretty good, and it's supposed to move back and forth freely. I like that. That's the way it's supposed to fit. So, something I didn't do was check the trigger pull with the stock part. So I'm going to put the gun back together, and we're going to check the trigger pull, then put the new parts in and check it again. So this is going to take a few minutes. Do you want to continue filming this, putting it back together?
If you think people need to see it.
Okay.
Do that.
They can. It don't matter. All right, I need to grab another tool. We'll start over and put it together. Okay, we got the trigger in. It fits properly. So now we're going to put the frame and the grip back together, because I want to check the trigger pull before we add all the new parts. And this tool I have right here is from Dawson Precision, and I've been using it for years, and it's made to help align your grip bushing screws on a 2011 style gun. So that one's in. Kind of wiggle it. Bumping it on a table help aligns it. There's a slot on a grip bushing screw. It hits the inside of the frame that aligns it and keeps it from turning when you put the screws in from the outside. All right, so next we're going to drop in the sear and the disconnector. And a lot of people say, how do you put this back in? Think of the disconnector. This hump right here is a pyramid, and the pyramid has to point to the sky. This is a quarter moon. So the quarter moon has to straddle the disconnector, and it only go on one way. The quarter moon has to be pointing up, both sides. This side and this side has to point up, just like the pyramid. That's how I've always been explained, that the easiest way to explain how to put it back in. So now, another way to help it's easier to put it in is if you put the magazine in the gun, and I don't have a magazine on the table right now. So I hope the camera, you can see this.
Hold it up a little low.
I can't.
Can you? No, with the gun, can you tilt it back? Yeah, that's it.
So insert, grab me a magazine.
Will this work?
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to insert the sear and the disconnector. It's easy if you put a magazine in the gun. The disconnector and the sear won't fall through the gun trying to get it back in. So this is the proper way to do it. The pyramid of the disconnector points up. Pretend the sear is a quarter moon and it has to lay on top of it just like that. It cannot go like this. You will never get in the gun. It won't even start to go in a gun. It goes just like that. So insert the sear in the disconnector. What I just done, and you couldn't see it, I took a file. There was a lot of paint in here. The old sear is thinner than the EGW sear, and I had to go in and file the paint out inside of here and here. So after I got the paint out, the sear drop in like it's supposed to. So let's start over again. This side of the sear has to straddle the disconnector. That's the only way it'll go together. Take you a pair of needle nose, grab it, and insert it. I'm trying to keep it where everyone can see what I'm doing, and this is kind of hard. There we go. Now, I like to take a little small Allen wrench and stick it in the opposite side, and I hold my finger on it where it won't fall back out, because that hole is a little hard to line up. Now drop it, put your sear pin in, that'll line it. Now take your hammer, we're putting the stock hammer back in it so we can check the trigger pull. Put your sear hammer pin in. There we go. You take your magazine out now. I need the sear spring. Need the this main spring housing next. Bring your hammer strut down, and it has to line with the inside of your main spring housing. So we're not going to put the grip safety on. We don't need that. So I'm going to insert my little tool, pull that, grab my trigger gauge, and let's see what it breaks at. It won't break. Why won't it break? It broke at 5.5 pounds. That's absolutely terrible. I know you couldn't see it on the gauge, but it broke at 5.5. And this thing is extremely crunchy. So let's fix it. We're going to take it back apart completely. Well, no, we don't have to take it completely apart. We're going to take it back apart. We're going to put the new hammer sear disconnector in it. Let's see, we want to reuse the strut pin. All right, replace the pin in the hammer strut. There we go. So now we're going to put the new sear, new disconnect, and new hammer back in. So got it lined up, put your sear pin in first. Push the disconnector down. Now, there we go. Now it all lined up. Hammer pin. And we're going to put a reduced mainspring in. Be careful taking this apart. When you do, the parts will take off on you. Come on. There we go. Now, hammer strut goes in mainspring housing. Now let's see if that reduced the trigger pull any at all. And I'm going to have to do a little adjustment on the trigger. The over travel stops running too far. I'm going to back it out a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. Still broke at 5.5 pounds. So to relieve that, and this ought to be done by a gunsmith, not anybody just playing with your gun. You get it too light, the gun could go full auto or not reset and shoot. Let's see what that did, see if I got it right. Competition, I like a trigger job around about 1 3/4 to 2 pounds. Carry no less than 4. All right, let's see where that's going to break at. That's 3 5/8 to 3 1/2. I'm gonna leave it there. That's not bad. That feels way better now. Let's see if the thumb safety fits. Nope, thumb safety is going to have to be refit. So I got a block here to do that with, and a file. So where I'm filing is this part of the thumb safety engages the sear, and you got to know how to put the angle on there. And this block I just used, put with this pin, you lay it in there like that, and and hold the file flat. It puts the correct angle on your thumb safety. So let's see if I got it right. If I'm going to have to take a little bit more off. Let's see, how can I make sure you see this? All right, if you look right here, I need more light behind me.
No problem.
It needs to be behind me.
Okay. I'll just leave this one here. What side do you want on? Left or
It don't matter, just as long as I can see in here.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah. No.
No?
That's a little better, yeah. All right, here's... So I just got through filing the thumb safety. This engages your sear. So I'm going to see if I can show you where it actually engages. Here's your sear. And when the thumb safety comes up, it engages here. And I just felt it touch it. To check it, pull the trigger. it won't go off. All right, so that's right. Now, let's put the grip safety and check it. Grip safety, thumb safety. I'm not going to use these thumb safeties. I'm going to end up putting a set of Wilson's Combat in it. Wow, those are really stiff. That works. Grip safety works. All right, thanks for watching. Remember, please like, subscribe, and share, and nothing runs like a Tommy gun.